Hey there, Squirrel Army. Looks like you guys have voted on the latest poll, and the results are in. So, Nazgûl seems like the winner. Nice Demir Commander Spellslingery type deck. So that's what we're going to be doing here. Doing Lord of Nazgûl, a Spellslinger EDH deck. You can join the Squirrel Army by subscribing. Alrighty, so finish the list. BTTW. If you guys, again, aren't super interested in the explanation, we're not going through too much of the explanation, but either way, if you're not that super interested, the deck list is in the description, so you can just go ahead, check out the deck list in the description, and make of what you will, copy, paste, whatever. Because I know there are some people that are, just kind of want free deck lists. I don't know. But it's nice they click on the video. Yeah. I do appreciate it. I do like getting over 1,000 views on some videos. I think we got over 2 on one, but that's just like about it. But it does seem like Demir Commanders are pretty popular, so whatever. But anyway, we'll go through this list as quickly as what we can. 276 and some change, but again, it depends where you go and like if you include basic lands, because I don't really, because they're just free most of the time. Mana based, not really gonna touch it or discuss it very much. It could be leagues better. Obviously, it could be worse, I guess, but it's not that amazing. It's a mana base, that's about it. Couple of basics, some of the cheaper duels and whatnot, that's it. Obviously, again, if you have other duels, fetches, etc., toss them in. But this is just fine for a budget list, and it's funny how much money that actually is. $13 seems a little high. Now, I'm not going to go through most of the artifacts because, again, it's mostly ramp. I think only Swiftfoot Boots is the only non-ramping artifact there, so I'm not really going to talk about those. We'll talk about some of the other stuff, but only a few enchantments down here. So all of this, except for Jace's Sanctum, I guess, is all to do with card draw. So not really going to say much here about the enchantments either. Jace's Sanctum, though, it is kind of ramp and card advantage, so that's okay. It's fine. I'm not going to talk about the pinpoint removal or the board wipes that are in here, and I'm going to say that there's a lot of cantrips kind of in this deck, and I'm not really going to go too deep into them that much, but they almost all have flashback or jumpstart or something else, because one of the big things is we want our cards to be multi-use. We want to use them twice, 3 times, 4 times, whatever. Especially when we haven't got our commander on the field, it's a little bit sticky to sometimes get enough mana if it dies to get it back. And our commander is the main thing that we're relying on to put bodies out and get that damage in there. So, yeah. There are some backup generators, but not a huge amount. So I'm not really going to go through too much of the actual spells because it's, again, mostly cantrips, removal, and that's basically it. So, and again, all those, well, cantrips, but all these card draw effects, yeah, they almost all are extremely cheap, like 1 mana or less, or have some other ability for us to recast them. So, Archmage, card draw. So I'm just gonna sort of touch on what some of these do because, again, most people know what these do, but again, then they are part of our deck, but they're not the main part. Baral does ramp us, sort of. So again, that's nice for our instant sorceries, making them cheaper. If we counter something, we can, get some card advantage there. That's okay. Sometimes that'll happen. Gale, like, it's alright if we have stuff in the graveyard, but yeah, it's not too amazing at other points when we don't, but it really helps us to recast our spells that don't have flashback or that have a flashback that's just too expensive or whatever, so it can help get around that cost. The Footman, I like this. You know, it's not exactly what we're kind of doing, but I was kind of like high on the Footman. I kind of like the idea of it. Stealing an instant sorcery. It's not what's the one with the Diddy 20 or whatever it is. Can't think of that one, but it's not like that one anyway because that's for each opponent. It's more like the single player one, which I again obviously can't think of at the time, but whatever. We get to steal people's instant sorceries. It's unblockable, so that's pretty nice. It is only 1 damage, so it can chip in to get Monarch or Initiative or whatever, things like that. So that can be quite good. And just stealing instants and sorceries, yeah, that'll help us because, again, we need to get as many instant sorceries as we can. And again, like, if we target the white or green player, we can actually destroy the artifacts and enchantments, potentially. So, well worth our time. The bats, we're making lots of tokens. We're not really sacking them, but if people kill our stuff, it's a nice little deterrent. Plus, it can kind of win us the game just on itself, so that can be real strong. Memory Mystic, another generator, and it's nice to have these generators that actually have flying on their tokens, so that's good. Phyrexian Metamorph, Sakashima, here to clone stuff. We can clone our commander with Sakashima, or we can clone like Murmuring Mystic with the Metamorph, or we can even clone someone else's thing, or clone our Manarok or something. So there's a few different things that you'll target with it, but still, I think they're pretty good. Sedgemoor Witch, another generator. Nice to have. When they die, you gain life, so that's pretty nice. The ward, pay 3 life, is pretty nasty, even if it isn't the best one, but still alright. Yeah, the tokens don't fly or don't have reach, which or something for creatures with lots of evasion, but still it's pretty decent. Spark Double, more cloning. Gotta have some more clones. Talran for more generation. Again, nice to have evasive creatures. The Hippocamph, um, I was a little low on cards when I made the deck, I think. It's not the worst, but I don't think it's that amazing. But we do need more card advantage and card draw. So, if we clone this 3 or 4 times, maybe that's alright. I don't know. But yeah. Um, the Augur Mana. If people are going to hit us, they have to sacrifice those creatures, so that's kind of nice. It is a wraith, and it does have flying, so it's not really on the game plan. It's just an alright card. The Bringer of Ruin. It makes people sack their smallest powered thing, which, again, not the most good, but still not the worst. So again, I was probably running a bit low on stuff at this point when I put it in. You could always just put in more cantrips, but I don't mind it because it's a big flyer and can protect us pretty well, so that's alright. Wizards of Thay, I don't like that it doesn't have like any evasion or whatever, so it's kind of hard to do much with it attacking. So you really have to have or be attacking the person with the original that basically has nothing for the most part. But instant sorceries cost 1 less, and you can cast sorceries that hit flash. Both those are pretty darn good. The other option I think was what's his name? The blue Gandalf. And that had you can cast things at flash, and when you do, the ring tempts you. So I don't know. Like, I think this is a bit better. Just my opinion. Wonder, we want to find ways to put it in the grave. There are a few looting style effects in the deck, so it's not impossible that you can't discard it somehow and put it in the grave. So that's pretty, alright. And you can just discard it to max hand size if you want, and things like that. So there are ways and things like that. So it's not that big of a thing. I think it'll be fine. Because again, we need to find ways to give our tokens from our commander more evasion, and we are going wide, so we need a mass effect rather than just like one equipment or whatever, or just put in a bunch of equipment that aren't going to do much unless we're doing well. And again, that doesn't do much unless we're doing well. Actually, I can't think. The archetype of imagination would be good. Actually, maybe that should be in here somewhere. But anyway, that would be good to give ourselves mass flying. All our opponents lose flying, so that should be pretty Real good. Should have put that in here. But anyway, beyond that, me forgetting about that and only remembering just now, I think this deck is pretty darn solid. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys, as always, can let me know what you think. Write your thoughts down there in the comments below. And hope that you'll join me again in the next